Hey guys, what's up? So I've had an on and off relationship with bullet journaling for a few years now. When I tried making my bullet journal look cute and aesthetic, it made me feel pressured and overwhelmed, so I ended up abandoning it. When I made it look as simple and basic as possible, it made me not motivated to fill it in. When I stopped sectioning my bullet journal the way I was supposed to because I didn't want to pressure myself to stick to the rules, the bullet journal became anything but a bullet journal and it turned into a regular notebook instead. So for next year, I've decided to keep my bullet journal structured, functional, simple, but also cute enough to make me motivated to keep writing in it. The bullet journal I'm using is this one from Typo. I got the brown color because I wanted to keep the color theme neutral, so I wouldn't need to spend time thinking about which color goes well with which when decorating. The pen I'm mainly using is this brown gel pen, and the highlighters and markers are these ones by Stabilo. By the way guys, I don't have a fancy tripod that allows me to film my journal from a flat lay angle, so my video may not look as neat as other bullet journal videos out there, but I still hope you guys will enjoy watching it. So the first thing I add to my journal are the keys, to make sure I don't forget to use them properly. I just wrote them down at the very first page, which is partly glued to the book cover. I also added some numbers on each line of dot to make it easier for me to divide the pages evenly later on without having to count the dots over and over. Next is the index. The way I decorate each page is to messily doodle some leaves and autumn-related things at the top of the page with my highlighters and outlining the doodles afterwards. You'll see that I'll be using my fan often in this video to dry up the gel ink because I don't want to get it smudged on the pages. Next is the calendar. I'll be using this to write down important dates that I need to remember. I just drew the boxes with my ruler and colored in the header with my brown highlighter. Next is the period tracker. It follows the same formula as the calendar pages where I highlight the months and write down the dates underneath them. Next to the period tracker is the New Year's resolution page with some weird looking leaves drawn at the top of the page. I feel like the leaves look more poorly drawn as the pages go by. Next are the finance related pages. I wanted to draw something other than leaves, so I decided to incorporate a cupcake, donut, hot drink, and a slice of cake into the doodling. I think the content of the pages are pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to explain in detail. Next is the page where I'm going to list the things that I want to buy, so I can do better budgeting in order to be able to afford those things. As you can see, I drew some beautiful looking mushrooms there. And on the next page is where I list my YouTube ideas. I find that I still prefer writing down my ideas on my notebook to typing them on my iPad for some reason. Next is the page to list the books that I want to read. I didn't read many new books this year since I just kept rereading my old ones, so I want to start reading more new books next year to change things up. I put a sticker here simply because I had a sticker of books and I wanted to use it. Next is the songs to play page. Here I'll write down the songs that I want to play on my clarinet, piano, and both. I tend to forget the songs that I want to play and lose track of things, so hopefully writing them down here will help me focus better. Next is the page where I write down ideas on what to design or draw or animate. And next to it is the cleaning schedule page. By the way, I haven't filled in the content of the journal yet because I wanted to fill it in comfortably without having to worry about bumping into my tripod like what I'm doing right now as I'm filming this. So I'm just going to show you guys the structure of the journal here instead of the content. Anyway, next is the brain dump page. I find that it's helpful to have a page where you can write down anything you want to empty out your brain a little, so you don't have to think about so many things at once. Next is the future log, which you guys are most likely already familiar with. My future log would usually end up being empty, but I'm putting it here anyway just in case. Finally, we've almost arrived at the monthly log. Here I just wrote down a simple January calendar and decorated the page with more doodles of leaves. Somehow my leaves ended up looking like a bunch of tadpoles instead of normal leaves, what the heck? Anyway, the next two pages are the monthly log and monthly task collection. And the final page is the daily log. I was excited to finally reach the final page, so I got the sudden energy to draw some cooler looking leaves and another hot drink. So that was the structure of my 2021 bullet journal. I hope you guys enjoyed it. By the way, do you guys prefer a minimalistic or an artsy bullet journal? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, and I will see you guys on my next video. Have a nice day everyone. Bye bye!